All right, so Suma from Northern Fronts. So it's literally just a line warfare here with the U.S. attacking and the Germans having some pretty good areas to defend here. So that is pretty cool to see. I'm gonna quickly tab out and change my name. We'll go how things go. But otherwise, round 2 will start momentarily. People are already putting down thousands of points on one side. That's nice to see. I would say the U.S. have the better weaponry, but that's only because of the bolt-action rifle bias, you know? And Nemesis, I will do my best if Dream jumps up here and tells me he's dead. You want to know where Stark is because he has your bias? All right. Stark is with 4IB, and it looks like 4IB is part of Green 4, but I don't see him. 1 second. Stark is not playing anymore. Huh. Stark left after round 1. No, wait. Yes. No, he's in here. Jay Stark. That was weird. We'll find him. He's with the 4IB guys. I'm watching him right now to see if he gets transferred into the other channel, but I will let you know where he goes. All right, so Blue 4, they are the Germans here again. We're going to see Kar 98s, G43s, MP40s, STG44s. We have the Panzerfaust for the Charlie 2 weapon. I would assume squad-based AT is going to be the AT grenades. We also have some single-shot AT. Oh, no, they're taking single-shot AT as the squad-based AT weapon, which I guess makes sense. And they've got tank crews for the 2 Panzer IVs that they're going to be fielding, with 2 half-track, 6 transport trucks, and 2 Kubble wagons. Who is the marksman on this side? It is going to be Riccardi, who I actually haven't seen take marksman before. And got the little scope on the end, so that should be an interesting one. We got people like Erikiru over here, Tackleberry, Ash, the Foos guys, Bert, so 1RW on this side, some Milsim players. They're all going to be led by Fred, also known as FK Fred, and he's got Arcor, Private Norris, again, more of the 29th ID, Bedokovic, who did really well last round, and some TSV's players, such as Slushy on this side as well. We also got Swola there, and Tass, Lusode from PS on this side as well. Is it PS or PSH? I forget. And then Green 4, meanwhile, going to be spawning on the southern groups here. We've got Bassbeard leading them into fray, Pickles commanding the X-Ray group, Fisher being the marksman with the Springfield. We've got big names like Flood. We've got ML over here as well. Matura is also there. Broken, Dardis, Maz commanding Platoon 2 HQ, Azariah with Scandi Recon. Going on the Green 4 side here, 4IB on this side as well. I don't see where Stark is. Unless he changed his name. But it says he's in the TFAR channel. I think I'm just blind. I have to be blind. So we also have Papega Pirates on that side as well, one of the 2 best teams because they always compete with Scandi Recon. Logan being in one of the tank crews. Oh, these are M2. I thought Stewart's, Shermans were a different designation. So we have 2 Shermans with the Stewart on this side. Interesting. Am I blind? I'm probably blind. I legitimately cannot see Stark. I have to be blind then, right? No, if one of you sees where he is in chat, feel free to let me know, because I'm probably not doing myself any favors here. Platoon 1 HQ. Yep, you're absolutely right. I am completely blind. Oh, man. I am... I can't catch everything now, can I? I blame the cicadas flying around outside. But otherwise, I would say Green 4 has the better roster of players here. They have the better weaponry with the M1 Garans compared to the K98s. And 2 Shermans and a Stuart versus 2 Panzer IVs, but the Panzer IVs are up-armored. Could swing either way. Let's look at the sectors here. So Sector 1 is literally a ridge, which is great if they want to catch people out in the open to the southwest, but with the U.S. coming from the southeast, that means there's going to be a lot of territory here that the Germans are going to have to defend, but there is a lot of this type of territory here, which cuts through most of the map except for the roads, meaning the tanks could be bottlenecked by the German players if they go out and hold these areas, but that would require them to know where they are. But that is a possibility. That might also limit how the U.S. moves into these AOs if they want to stay with their armor support. But otherwise, Sector 1 being this little ridge here, you got some minor fortifications with that as well. And then even a gun bunker on this side by some fallen over trees. That could be interesting to hold, but overall, not really liking this one AO. There's another gun bunker over here they could hold, but it just has that big weakness of all this territory here that the U.S. could cross into and engage that area. Sector 2 is part of the town of Suma itself. I did a Korean War op in this AO a little while ago, so a lot of open territory around it. I could see the Germans just going all eggs in one basket, holding this one AO to lock down the open fields, try to keep the U.S. forces from coming into that area, but still a tough call. And then Sector 3 is a giant trench complex with an opening to the north, but also has this big open hill. So I could also see the Germans utilizing this area to hold this position. There's just a lot of open ground that they can lock down from this area as well. Tough call. But knowing how well the U.S. did last time, even though the Germans have slightly better AOs this time around and they know where the U.S. are going to be coming from, it's tough to think where, you know, how do I put it? Sorry that I'm running out of steam, but from what we were told last round, both sides are having communication issues in the sense that players are not really coordinating themselves after they start deploying into the field, which means that the defending faction really has to focus on where they want to defend to make it easy so that they don't have to maneuver any forces after the fact, because by then communication's broken down. So with that being said, I think Blue 4 would really benefit from an all eggs in one basket style defense, or maybe a major defense on Sector 2 and a minor defense at Sector 3, and forego Sector 1 because it's just right on the razor's edge and not really defensible, because look at all this tree line to go into the AO. So otherwise, I just don't know how things are going to go here. I think with the U.S. having that third tank, even though it's only a light tank, the U.S. has the armor advantage and the weapon advantage, but Blue 4, the German side, again, if they hunker down and try to guard the choke points where the U.S. could bring in their armor, they could probably nullify, if not completely eliminate, the U.S.'s tank advantage. It's a tough call. I'll be right back 1 second. So I had some minor dental surgery a few days ago, and once in a while I'll have just my gums will ache a little bit. Just a side effect from it, but I just want to go pop some Tylenol because it is starting to distract me a little bit. Tootie's hoping the Germans will win on this one, otherwise he goes broke, because there's 118k points on the German side. Jesus. No. No, they were the second option. So it's 45K on the German side and 118 on the US side, right? Jesus, guys. That's some high betting. This map does look good for ambushes, but I don't think the German players will have the numbers to do those counterattacks to make those ambushes happen. And ambushes require a lot of good coordination, and I don't think the German side, or even the US side for that matter, has it right now. It's the Stark bias, yeah, with what we saw last time 2 weeks ago. I'm not surprised. So Green Force sent a car over here. They're going to have X-Ray go along the northern side. Meanwhile, the remainder forces are probably going to stay in this convoy of sorts. I would imagine the Stuart's going to be the recon vehicle, followed behind the tanks, and then infantry will either screen for the tanks or be ahead of them. World War II is tough because of overpressure with tanks. Tanks were used all the time. You didn't really see IFVs unless they were like half tracks on the German side. So that would be an advantage for the Germans when attacking, but not necessarily defending. I think these vehicles are just going to run into the fact that they can't... I don't think that's how it's supposed to work. I could be wrong, but I feel like that's not how that's... whatever. So I thought these things would actually, like, deter tanks and shit, but I guess I was wrong. Yeah, it's if they're rocky, they'll deter tanks. But I guess tanks, if they can just knock over these wires without any repercussion, they can just go anywhere. So my bad on that. Yeah, the Germans have to hide their tanks like in Band of Brothers. There's not a lot of good hiding spots here, but there are some good barns in the town. It's just they only open one way, and I don't think you can adjust the opening of that barn door there. My bad. I would say it's pretty solid if you wanted to bet on the German side, simply because of the number... excuse me. If you wanted to bet on the US side, because they do have the two better player groups, as SR and now Papega Pirates, which used to be UPSC. They have another armored vehicle with the cannon on it. They are the attackers, so they have the numbers advantage. But I'll be really curious to watch the tank warfare here. Has it started yet? No, round 2 still has quite a few more minutes. I believe 5 or 4 remaining. That's fine, TWL. You can watch. He'll still be around for round 3, though, I'd hope. But it looks like Blue 4 is going for proactively holding, like making this massive battle line here and keeping the tanks all the way to the south. That's interesting. What's nice is the tanks also have these frontal MGs. And I want to quickly look if the Shermans have that. Yes, they do. So they're going to be good at suppressing infantry as well as enemy armor with those machine guns. Stop cursing us and saying that for Blue. Ah, man. I don't know. It's really gonna be up to Blue Force communication if they're able to see where Green Force coming in and envelop them and ambush alley here. But if I think Green 4 just keeps on their motion and Blue 4 doesn't do any dynamic ambushes along the way, I think the US is just going to be able to spearhead and win this objective. Now, it is a 3 sector, which means this might fall down to the clock at the end, but usually that also means there's some sort of opening actions the defenders do to make a mass cast to nullify the numbers advantage early on. But one thing that we have to really consider in these World War II ops that we don't have to consider in the modern day ops is the fact that a lot of the riflemen on the Blue 4 side have a bolt action rifle, meaning they can only put one shot down range every few seconds. Meanwhile, Blue 4, the only bolt action rifle they have is on the Springfield, which is the marksman rifle. So the M1 Garand's being able to put 8 shots down range in quick succession does mean they could probably get a few kills before they have to reload. And no one's wearing any body armor right now. That's why the grenades are a lot more effective. There's just one thing you got to be concerned about. We're going to have a few more minutes remaining for you guys to make any last-minute predictions here. But it looks like it's going to be 1-3 in favor of the U.S. Gosh, that's going to be a crazy, crazy scenario. If I had to put money down, guys, after seeing round 1 being in your shoes, I'd probably put it on the U.S. just because of the weaponry difference. Because that was a pretty messy difference, to be honest. Shooting Bloodwing a quick text, excuse me. She's completely mellowed out today because we signed up on the house yesterday, and it's now, you know, legally in our names, settlement's done. And she told me, like, she, like, could feel her body physically relax because she just slept like the dead last night. And I did too, in all honesty. This is the second round roster. All right, so there is time being started here. Blue 4 have moved all their forces up on the northern side. They're going to come around at this flank. Green 4 doesn't know where Blue 4 is going to start off as. And we're already seeing a scout, Riccardi here, which I believe he's the Blue 4 marksman. Yep, he's already running off ahead. I don't think the marksmen should be scouts. Usually you see X-Ray as a scouting group here, but because they only have a 3-kilometer range for their radios, I think they should just be kept as local marksmen. To, you know, just dick on guys as they're coming up hills and stuff, you know? Thanks, Gold Bond, I appreciate it. So we already see Blue 4 rushing into the AO here with X-Ray. Yeah, righto, Shadow Gem. It's just that milestone in life, you know? Yeah, so I don't really... That's the thing about, like, doctrine with FNF and PvP is PvP... Most groups don't really follow any, like, you know, historical doctrines or whatnot. They just go for the tactics they've been going for, and then maybe they adjust them week to week. So I think US is just going to simply do a convoy in, attack Sector 3, and then it's going to be up to the Germans to either send forces to counterattack or hold. But if they hold, you're just going to see a steamroll on the US side as they basically defeat and detail the German forces, which means they're basically just dividing up the Germans from one large force to, you know, multiple smaller forces and crushing them even easier. But I think one of the best ways the Germans can flank the U.S. forces once they figure out where the U.S. forces are coming from is bring one tank in to help hold the U.S. forces in place and then have the other tank flank around somehow. Or use both tanks to flank if they think they can buy enough of that time. Because I think the side that loses their tanks first is going to lose. As long as we don't see what we see sometimes in FNF, where armor crews just drive their vehicles right up to the enemy and get AT'd instantly. You know? There's a little less likelihood of that happening this round, but it's still a possibility. Just gotta be mindful of that. I would say across... You do see Doctrine execute in Arma 3, but only if it's a milsim group that's built around that Doctrine. One really good example I can think of off the top of my head is the 506. They literally base their Doctrine and all of their tactics off of U.S. airborne combat policy and whatnot, and procedure, or whatever the, I guess Doctrine is the proper term there. And they do it quite well. The issue I do find, though, is if you, you know, dedicate yourselves to following that doctrine, that doesn't leave a lot of room for people to get creative of, you know, what if the doctrine breaks down? Because I remember one mission I did, my entire squad got fucked over by a GMG, and I was left up Like, I was one of the only 2 guys left alive, and I had to literally just start barking at people because there's another squad with us that met a similar fate. So I just started barking orders at people despite being the lowest rank possible, and people just snapped into play and did what I said because no one else was stepping up. But that was fun. I got in trouble for that, but that was fun. All right, so we have a bit of... Oh, so they actually dug some fortifications here. So they still have the fortify tool, and they've dug some more stuff. It's a little more modern, but that's all right. But that yellow really gives that German position away. I think X-Ray might have spotted that. And this Willie's Jeep coming up. I'd love to see a Sherman tank drive up and just start harassing that position. Oh, Nafs is here first. And he's getting into an argument with them because both of them are Scandi Recon players. All right, so poll is over. Does anyone recall the final numbers of that prediction from the top of their head? I'm pretty sure it was a 2 or 3 to 1 advantage on the U.S. side in terms of points. Not sure if Nafs is Scandi Recon anymore. Fair. All right. You just kicked them off. So we're seeing the U.S. also deploying some forces, and they're heading south, possibly to go up to Sector 1. And we still have that one marksman, Riccardi, coming around this flank. I'll wonder if he decides to lone wolf and come around and just become a single marksman trying to take out as many U.S. forces before he's either taken out or forced to pull back. 60k for blue 4, 124 on green 4, so it mellowed out to a bit of a 2 to 1 advantage. Nemesis, well, how did you play for Centaur? Admin abuse? Hey, that's an internal FNF issue, and I'm not going to touch it. Wink. All right, so looking at the map here, we're seeing a lot of the U.S. forces dismount right here. They're going to be going into Sector 3 on the north, and then a smaller group head over, potentially going to Sector 1. So, Green 4 has opted to do a strong arm, weak arm attack. What that means is the strong arm is this northern group up here has more firepower, more manpower, more assets with it because they're also fielding the tanks right here. And they also have, I think that's the Stuart lagging behind. No, it's another Sherman. Okay, so it's a Sherman and the Stuart going. Their symbolism is very, I think those are actually both the same exact symbols. Yeah, so the second one's a Stuart, but has a Sherman look on it, so that's kind of funny. But the weak arm here is just 2 infantry squads that are heading south. I'm not sure if they're going to actually go for Sector 1 on their own, or if they're trying to do a wide flank to then hit Sector 3 at a different angle. So it might just be, it's either a strong arm, weak arm with the arms going for different sectors, or a strong arm, weak arm for the weak arm to flank as the strong arm takes up the MSR and escorts the vehicles in. But you got to be careful about escorting these tanks again because of that overpressure. But I'm surprised the tanks haven't spotted that yellow through and already started taking up firing position. They might have just spotted it, though, and stopped. Because they do have Logan right here looking in binos out and about, but the tanks are starting to move up. And honestly, I would say the Germans have done some sort of unified defense here. They're all evenly spread out in a big area, not directly on the objectives, but they're spread out as a whole, and they've got the tanks holding the rear. But this is a play where the Germans are really going to have to be proactive in bringing their forces in to envelop the U.S. force, and if they're unable to do that, I don't think we're going to see a German victory here. I don't like drama? Funny. So the German just fired 2 pot shots. I think they thought they saw a target, but that wasn't the case. One of the Germans up there fired under Foxtrot 2. I think they just thought they saw something. I'm not sure if the Germans have spotted these forces coming up yet. You got the Stuart right here, though. That's a little worrisome. Because now I got to wonder, where's Charlie 2? Yeah, Charlie 1's all the way over here with the AT guy. But that is not the AT guy I was thinking of, weirdly enough. Now you've got these guys firing over here. I think that's aircrew going to the north instead. So Blue 4 is just firing at any sort of movement they see here. But now you've got, I think that's the Stewart, firing over at Sector 3 here. Don't have any skulls yet. They're returning fire. But these are the vehicles opening up with those Browning 30 cals. Yeah, both the coax and the forward gunner. So they're just peppering that position with machine gun fire. But now the German forces are going to start understanding where the U.S. is attacking from. So these next few minutes are absolutely crucial to see where the Germans start deploying their forces. And what's good about this is already in the background, you're seeing the 2 Panzer IVs starting to come around. They know that U.S. armor is over here, so they're going to start trying to field that armor to come up. I think an armor piece coming up down that MSR will have a great sniping shot on this Stewart and be able to take it out early on. The question is, are the Shermans going to proactively plan for that and hunker down that MSR? We got U.S. forces starting to put pot shots into the German positions here. Duck getting Doctor, that's the play out the name. He's gotten hit right there. It looks like the weak arm is not going for the other sector. They're coming around on a different flank, and you're starting to hear that Stewart fire shells down into here. So both Panzer IVs have made it to this MSR, and I think they're going to hold for a second, wait for each other to be here, and then come up and potentially start taking shots at the U.S. tanks. Now, interesting enough, we already have 2 KIAs up here for the U.S. side, but no German KIAs. Interesting. I don't see any kills, so I don't know what got him. AT firing, destroying the Stewart. Well, was that the Stewart? No. Was that AT? I think it was this tank firing. It's putting pot shots up on that Stewart. Sherman, excuse me, this is a Sherman. Sherman firing back. I'm quickly trying to see who got the tank kill, but I just cannot seem to find him. Ooh, going right over the right side of that Sherman, as the Sherman is now hunkering down right here. Those shells still going over. Ooh, top hit. They're returning fire with the MG. Another round just going over here. Other tank has driven down as well, and now you have this large attack force coming around the side as the tanks have now locked down that hill, which is why the infantry are adapting by getting off. That weak arm is starting to get engaged by Foxtrot 2, covering, and there's a few German players out in the open here being engaged. What the Germans need to do now is fold in these southern forces to push the weak arm, clear that out, and then continue on, because if they keep their forces in reserve like this, they're still going to run into the issues regarding defeat in detail. So even the tanks are firing heavy caliber rounds here. And the Panzers are even firing heavy caliber rounds at the U.S. forces as well. But the U.S. guys are doing a smoke charge to try to get up to these fortifications. That's going to put them very close onto these Panzers. But they're trying their best to hold this position here. engaging what they can. Looks like the Germans are trying to honk the trucks to try to drive them out of here, realizing they're about to be overrun. We've got quite a few Germans that have gone down on Delta's flank here. Sensitive femboy gets a kill as Flood tries to put shots down range and doesn't notice he's being pushed on his flank. Icy Voltic Wolf, thanks for the Twitch Prime sub, my man. I hope you keep enjoying the ops. Oh, the femboy killed by his own forces. Then again, I think the Germans would approve of something like that if this was 1942. But thanks for the sub, man. I hope you keep enjoying the operations. I hope you get a nice kick out of this scenario. And we are seeing Blue 4 X-Ray for the Germans starting to initiate a flank here from the south. They do have a marksman rifle. Even though it's bolt action, I think they could still find some room to engage the U.S. forces from range. Is there a Sherman down? You're right. Yep, it was sniped out over here. I don't know what got it, but now the Panzers have the armor advantage, and if they can hold it and keep the U.S. forces at bay, I think they're going to do quite well. Not a lot of U.S. forces pushed up to this flank. They're instead choosing to stay on Overwatch. Now we got German X-Ray coming around. Be curious to see where they try to engage. So now the Germans having the armor advantage, but U.S. still having the infantry advantage. It's going to be really curious to see how either side adapts. Hey, Ezio, I'm sorry, man. My settlement for signing off on the house took a lot longer than we thought because the seller hadn't arrived yet. He was late to arrive, and then we had to get a few documents changed because they were incorrect, and that took a hot second. So I'll see you guys next week. I'll try to show up Tuesday as well. Otherwise, Sherman pushing ahead of infantry here with both Panzers on the prowl. God, because if they stop to engage one, they're screwed. Oh! A nasty rear hit. They missed their shot. And now the Sherman's exposing its engine. I think the engine was just lost, and now it's smoking. Another round goes through, clips Logan in the shoulder as that Sherman continues to fire. I think the Panzer's gun just got disabled, but the other Panzer's now coming up to flank. And I think that tank crew will be able to get their stuff repaired. Attackers pushing in have taken Sector 3 as the Germans are now pulling back, potentially to hold Sector 2 here. But both Panzers are still up. Oh no, one of them got sniped as the Sherman was decrewing. And now the Germans are down to one Panzer. That's a very big loss there. I would say a 1-to-1 trade, though, is still pretty good. As long as they keep that tank in good spots to cover these open areas, I think it's still going to be very, very instrumental in holding Sector 2. Meanwhile, the Germans on their flanks here, not looking good. We still have Riccardi here on a kill, but Mello and Research have gone down. Mello also got a kill before he died, and Tomo got a kill. So far, they're at a 3-to-2 KD ratio, which puts them in the positive. But hopefully that marksman rifle is able to help pick off some of these remaining forces coming in. But look at this surge of U.S. forces as both the strong arm and the weak arm are starting to reform at Sector 3. And then from here, I gotta wonder where they're gonna push. They outnumber the Germans to a pretty high degree here. But with all this open area that the Germans have to lock down, and honestly not a big perimeter the Germans have to make, and the Germans still having an armored asset, I think it's gonna be really tough for the U.S. forces to get ahead. I might have just seen a U.S. guy get shot here, but I don't see a body. But I could still see that Panzer pick off units with machine gun fire. Attaboy there. It's Enabi, my bad. He just took a few clips, but he is still alive. I would say the Panzer, I don't think they've done any custom rescripting for the vehicles. Ooh, someone else a little far ahead just got hit. Just showing the power of that tank is able to easily cut off enemy forces here. Looks like Tomo got hit. He might have been trying to make a move. Riccardi's also pushing up. He's on his own at this point. Didn't get an extra kill for it, though, so I think Andre just turned around and booped him. But yeah, this open area, if that tank can pull back... Oh, Bazooka just got heard. I don't know where it landed. Oh, way short. Yeah, so Charlie 2's right over here. They completely underranged that Bazooka. Oh, the gate off was pretty funny. I'm not sure if I even have it uploaded yet. I think I do. I still have a few highlights to release for it, though. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Yeah, so now we need to see that tank reposition and hold this MSR. And as long as they can keep the fire up, they can deny the U.S. forces from getting into bazooka range. It's just watching the flanks is going to be tough. We do have Foxtrot 2 here, which was that original tank crew. They need to pull back as... No, Foxtrot 2 is an infantry group. My bad. But they've got some stragglers left out. And we still have Fred here, ground command, holding Sector 1 on his own. Tomo woke back up. Riccardi still on the back line, but major amounts of infantry on both sides here. But I will admit it's starting to look a little even in terms of numbers. We just got to see if the tank can keep it up. You just see the sheer amount of tracers going out, though. Sam just got his neck shot out there. Both sides are doing their best to just unleash a storm of bullets at each other here. Oh God, I could go for some pizza right now. Otherwise, Fulton trying to run up, he gets shot in the flank while he's running in the open. I would definitely stay away from these open fields. It doesn't matter which side goes through them, because, I mean, look, the tank is now locking down this open field, gets a kill, 2 kills on this team. Mistbeer has the bazooka, but they did get the 30mm M19 19A6 gunner. That tank getting 2 kills right there. Its first 2 kills of the day, actually. So the other tank, I think, got the other tank kills and whatnot. Mistbeer trying to pull out the bazooka, but at this range, I think the tank's going to be able to pick him off before he can come up. Plus, I don't think they know exactly where that bazooka's rounds are coming from. So Sanders getting up to his friend's body, but he's now taking fire. 36 minutes down, so there's still plenty of time for the U.S. to go, but it looks like they're actually dividing forces now, sending some of their forces to the south. This is Scandi Recon trying to flank this large offensive, which I agree with. I think this northern group needs to continue coming around, fold closer into the tree line over here, and then just attack from the edge of the map here and come around, because otherwise the tank is just going to completely lock down any movement. But the Germans, they need to adapt too, realizing that the U.S. might try to flank and set something up right here, because if they don't, they're just going to get flanked and things are going to fall apart for them. We got Dryden pushing up. Might completely move around Gorski here. Ooh, or not. Dryden's going to, I think, see... Nope, he sees Burt. Drops Burt. Gorski's going to see those shots. Returns fire with that Kar 98. Dryden just ran out of ammo. Smoke grenade going by. That was M83, by the way. Gorski only has 1 shot to make. Dryden has got full, I think, 8 or 10 round magazine. Or is the carbine 15? It's either 10 or 15. Oh, but Gorski lands the shot. Good for him. Great shot there. I hope he picks up a... If he picks up that carbine and tries to fold in behind Green 4 here, I think he's going to do a really good job. Just showing you to remind you that no body armors on either side. It's World War II, so 1 shot is all it takes from a bigger caliber rifle like Kar 98. And I think that's pretty well balanced in its own right. Because could you imagine you only being given a bolt-action rifle and your enemy's able to tank every shot except to the head? That would be very unfair. So I do agree with that decision from FNF to not have any body armor down, because they also have a mod that has them all rescript. If you're wearing a vest, it turns it into a plate carrier for balance. But one of the things about World War II is there were some aspects of it that were very, very unbalanced in itself. So yeah, so, I mean, the wiki is saying that the bazooka can be effective up to a certain range. Yes, but you got to remember that this is a video game. It's not completely coded to real-life standards. And we also have Fisher down. Bassbeard's coming around. They might load him in a Vic and drive him around. I think the tank... Yep, tank is on 6 kills, by the way. So as I said earlier, it's whichever side has the tank is going to get a lot of damage in. And now the U.S. have kind of lost their momentum here. They're not sending a squad to backcap Sector 1, which might bite them in the ass if they get stuck here and strapped for time. But Bassbeard still has that transport car, so he might be able to drive quickly over to Sector 1. We got Ricardo now. Ricardi, excuse me. He's trying to get some marksman shots in. Manages to knock out Buckets. Remember one of you saying that they were rooting for Buckets. I'm sorry, but Buckets just had a dirt nap. Oh, Ricardi getting a great headshot. Sam now trying to pop a smoke grenade. Tarnfolk almost getting shot in the leg there. But this is exactly what you want the marksman to be doing in these World War II ops. Just playing it close and personal and getting pickoff kills. But this rifle squad has done a great job of replying by popping up smoke and now just suppressing Ricardi's position. But this is going to allow Ricardi to feel comfortable getting a little closer and displacing. So both sides doing a really good job reacting to this situation. That's also slowed down the squad so they aren't able to come up and assist Scandi Recon and Delta pushing up and around. And that might buy time for the Germans to realize where this fire is coming from and send a force accordingly to defend. Ay, ay, ay. Now the trick is, are we going to see these 3 guys go up and react, or are they being fired upon by friendlies? Nope, they're being fired upon by a German force back here. But great calls by Ricardi here. He's probably going to be on 2 kills. 4 kills! So he just got 3 kills in this group. There's 1 body. I don't know where the other 2 drops were, but I mean, that just shows you he's been doing work, and he's been doing a great job playing this exactly how you want to play as a marksman here. And Green 4, they've got their marksman loaded over here. I just heard AT launch, but it was short again. Like I said, the bazookas in IFA World War II are very short range, but we also have Green 4 pushing up in the open. Looks like Blue 4 has left a hole in their defensive line. That's going to allow for Green 4 to get really close, but I wonder if Blue 4 is trying to bait them in to then deliver that nasty MG42 fire. Yep, so Blue 4 is redeployed to the south here. The sector itself is right here, and they only got a few guys in here. But honestly, Green 4 is looking pretty light on manpower. It's looking pretty even, in my opinion. Yeah, Green 4 definitely has a few more skulls. So out of curiosity, Fred, I believe, is just camping the farthest trench. Yeah, smart call. This giant open charge, though, is scaring me. The tank's pulling back, though, because I think it knows that the bazooka's coming. So that's going to allow this group to keep pushing. But if that tank were to hold and just start engaging these guys, I think it would be better off. So if this tank realizes that and turns its gun, they're having someone turn out to look. That tank needs to start moving on these guys because they could completely lock down this sector right here. So otherwise, you're just going to start seeing Blue 4 guys getting picked off. So I think they're just fearful of a flank here. So this means there's no coordination right now between the armor asset and the infantry. But one of these 2 Blue 4 guys, no, both of them getting picked off. Great call by the tank. Now it needs to make a right turn right here and start focusing on the infantry before it gets pushed. Eight kills for that tank. So I think they're looking over, they're seeing the smoke over here, so the tank just needs to do a turn. So they can get that machine gun ready to go as well. But that tank, I think, could literally hold this entire flank here. So you got Alpha now completely trying to do a wide flank here, but I don't think the U.S. side is coordinating their attacks here. We're just seeing groups starting to go in on their own and just run into defeat in detail. And that's going to allow for the 2 half-tracks that we haven't even seen on the German side till now, bring their machine guns up and stop the German forces, the U.S. forces that are pushing in ahead of other forces that are still maneuvering in the back line. Oh, why were you turned out, you goober? So that is one tanker who's been knocked unconscious. I don't know what that tank's doing. I really don't understand. So this asset might get squandered. He's on a 9th kill now, which is great, but just out in the open doing nothing. But I think the 2 half-tracks are still going to help hold. We have Vargrant and Logan pushing up, who are part of a tank crew, but they're taking some shots by McCarthy and Jones, but they're just not able to land, connect, excuse me. Logan did take 1 hit, though. He's trying to look down to stay low, keeping his head secured. Yeah, Logan going commando, right? A grenade being thrown, gets caught in a tree, though, and it was a smoke. Ooh, his legs gets crippled there. He's returning fire. Logan just dodging bullets left, right, and center. Vargren getting hit. Oh, and he gets headshotted. How unfortunate. Tank looks like the dude woke back up. They're still staying here. Their driver's still active. I'm not sure if he's gone AFK or what, but it's Argicola, who, I don't know. Maybe they're just keeping it there as a deterrent, but who knows? Meanwhile, Yanni has run eyes. Yanni's dead. Never mind. Tackleberry getting knocked out, but U.S. forces are losing a lot of their manpower. They've sent 3 guys back. They're going to have to contend with Fred, but Navy just entered the area, so they know that there's a German man in that sector, because as long as there's a single defender alive, not dead or unconscious in the AO, then the U.S. forces can't capture it. Vargren's welcome back up. This flank is popping a lot of smoke. It's going to try to follow in where those other 2 guys went. And the tank is now folding in. I will say, once it starts going into this more suburban area with all these trees, it's going to be less effective. It's really there to dominate these open fields. But if it can come around and stop this attack as it comes in, I think there's a chance. But I think they're just going to hold that flank instead. But that's going to lock down Alpha coming in. Yanni woke back up. Oh. Yanni with some tricks up his sleeve. Grenade being thrown in that building might knock aircrew out. Yes. Gets the kill. Another grenade thrown. A grenade thrown back a little far. There's Sector 1 being captured because Fred left the AO. Now it's all going to fall to Sector 2. I think the tank is completely delirious here. I think the main gun might be offline. I really don't know, but with this next U.S. group coming in, I think there might still be a chance for the U.S. to win. But so far, with the attacks being so stagnated from each other, I think if these guys can hold as they're breaching in, and this force can then come in along the flank, they'll be okay. This tank is still completely active here. They're just going to let forces get really close to it. I think that's a very big misplay by the Germans. The tank is going to determine if the Germans win this or not, in my opinion. Because if that could lock down this flank and kill all of them before they moved in, the Germans would have this attack in the bag. But because they're letting these forces get right on top of them, because this is a horrible position for the tank. You know? He's not even seeing this one guy right here. It's a very bad position. And it might cost the Germans the victory here. I would say right now the Germans have a slight advantage in manpower, but with the US all spread out like this, if this flank attack is allowed to start and just start sweeping up the Germans on the side, I think the US forces still have a chance, but damn, that one guy getting annihilated by our corps in the MG42. Tank's now pulling way back. Spear has the bazooka out. So this attack is starting to stagnate because of a lack of manpower. Vagrant trying to engage Tackleberry. He's gone upstairs. He's quickly reloading his Thompson as Tackle's coming around, pre-firing around corners. We got Flux, Legal Action Delta from Papega Pirates, formerly in UPSC. Yanni's still up. I mean, the skull count's looking high on both sides, but pretty even now. And now you're having this northern attack come in.
Okay.
Stark breaching in. Grenades going in left, right, and center. And that actually just killed a lot of the German forces. I think that was Dreams. Where will you be when T-Far strikes Dreams?
Shut the fuck up. Oh, God. I'm such a terrible infantryman.
This is too close to call, and it's literally hindering on the fact that the German tank is choking so fucking hard right now.
Where's the German tank?
They redeployed it at the last second where it should have been to be a blocking force. But for the past like 5 or 10 minutes, it's just been very slow to respond. They've kept it in instead of utilizing open areas, they've just kept it in the town. I think it's going to cost the Germans the victory here, because now you got this big U.S. force that's been allowed to push in where the tank was, and the tank was doing a great job stopping any northern forces from coming around. That's why it's on 9 kills, but they just choked it last second, in my opinion.
Yeah, I am a terrible infantryman. I was just completely. I mean, I had a Tommy gun. I wasn't really going to do much with that, but
yeah.
I don't know.
We got Stark leading the charge here.
Give it a, but from what I saw, we got absolutely fucking smacked up.
With 4 kills.
Especially in those early pushes. My radio fucked up, so I could hear my lead, but I couldn't actually respond to it. Very annoying.
Vidokovic on 4 kills on a half-track MG42. Flux and Legal Action pushing in. Legal Action going down. Flux breaching in a bunker, killing some of the Germans inside.
Yeah, I can see what you mean by this tank. He's on the complete wrong side while everyone just sort of files in.
They've just completely lost their communication with him. Though I think they just spotted Delta. They were able to take him out. That's the tank's 10th kill. And I think only because of the micro that the Germans have been doing with their half-tracks, they've been able to get the advantage. But Flux doing a great job. Oh, but he gets taken out by the tank as well.
Oof.
11 kills for the tank.
Looking at Bedekovic, though, that half-track's going to be really effective because they have to run straight into him. Yeah.
But he's been able to get 3 kills with it so far. I thought it was 4, but I guess I misread it. That or he just got a friendly fire kill somewhere. Stark's on 4 kills as Platoon 1 HQ's lead. People want me to watch him because of how well he did last time I was here.
Wait, who's... Oh, yeah, no, I remember.
Yeah, round 1 of EU. It was a crazy one.
Yeah.
So I would say the U.S. have a slight numbers advantage right now. They've got another group folding in from the west. But we also have Fred, who drove in. He gave up Sector 1. Ooh, Stark's going to get right behind this half-track.
Yeah, the thing about this Bedekovic is he's soloing the half-track, so we have to swap between gun. Yeah, see? All Stark has to do is look outside and peek him.
But will Stark risk it? Because this is Fog of War. He doesn't know what's out there.
Stark's going to know it's sitting still, and he's going to know that he can't move. Okay, now it's starting to move again. Stark's either waiting for it to go away, or he's waiting for it to... Roger, here we go.
I think the U.S. is going to be able to clutch this because the tank's out of position.
Oh, Fred's taking on Vagrant and Buckets. They know he's around there, and it's just kind of Fred carrying in a corner.
Vagrant is coming in. Ooh, but the tank's turning right. Might be able to save Fred. Fred goes in and kills Vagrant, but the grenade knocks him out.
Here we go. Stark's now wrapping around. He's going to come up behind Nelson here.
Max putting some shots on Bedokovic. He's able to get into a building. That tank now at this point needs to just come right into the AO and hold.
Yeah, he's
because
just staring at Fred right now. Oh, Fred
yeah.
back up. How many people have they got left? They've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the zone.
The tank needs to come into the zone at this point. I think it's just completely done though.
Yeah. I was going to disagree with you on the Americans winning, but now looking at it, with this tank just sitting here stationary.
If that tank hadn't moved and held that line, I think we'd be seeing a much different story, because they would have completely nullified the northern push, allowing the Germans to focus on the northeastern push on the MSR and still keep their numbers.
Buckets kills.
Yep. But Desinker's coming up and gets a handgun kill on Buckets. Now you got the tank overwatching, killing Stark.
Oh, did Stark? Oh, Stark got killed.
Yep, Stark pushed in to try and kill Holt, but the tank was overwatching from the open field. And now the tank's looking left. It sees Bassbeard and his assistant. His assistant goes down. Bassbeard also getting picked off by the tank.
It's 13 kills, I think.
That's 11 for Skelenar, who pushed out. He got his 11th kill on Buckets, and then Lima's now firing. That tank the tank's gotten 14 kills so far.
Yeah, the kill's going to the commander, even though I think it's
Nielsen going to killing Max there.
Oof. Oh, you know what? Maybe you just casted Curse. I think you just.
I might have just casted Curse this, and now we're seeing the U.S. losing steam here. It's looking pretty even, but
yeah.
I don't know if Green 4 has any AT left, because it was Misper who had it, but I don't see Misper in the AO anymore.
I fucking team killed Omega. I feel so bad.
Nice one.
But I did get a kill after that.
So you broke even. Hooray.
Yeah, I'm never playing with Scanny Recon again because I dragged them down. I dragged them down hard.
Big oof.
So, can I give you some insight, Liru?
Yeah, sure.
So, communication is proving to be extremely difficult with the World War II mod.
Yep.
Golf misheard directions, went down the MSR, almost got killed, wasn't listening.
I saw that.
And then we kept having this issue with, I don't know if it was with TFAR, but it was like across the entire company, where some people weren't reading us, like at all.
The radios are only 3 kilometers, and that's on perfect terrain. This was very hilly terrain.
Yeah, just to point that out, as I said before, I could hear my lead, but I couldn't respond to him. Every time I keyed in on the radio, he couldn't hear me.
Yeah, it was just really weird. And then,
Hands. Oh, is Nelson going to see Hands?
After the first attack, we kind of lost steam, and
yeah, Nelson saw Hands. Takes a couple shots.
It is what it is.
To be fair, though,
this is close.
Yeah, this is really close. If Nelson gets taken out here.
Yeah, oh, flanked by Kashmoko.
Just Holt and Koak left.
Kashmoko. That's his new name.
He got Kashmoko'd.
He got Kashmoko'd. So number-wise, it's even, but there's only 2 guys left in the AO. That tank needs to push into Sector 2. If that tank stays there, I think it's going to be GG. They're still trying to kill Max in that
no, the tank
house.
Doesn't count towards the numbers.
Oh, it doesn't?
In there, it's not going to be taken. No, because imagine all the tank would have to do is sit in there, and then they'd never be able to kill it because they'd have no AT. If I'm not wrong, Maz, you're the mission maker here. You're the one who should know this.
No, I'm not.
I know.
Koak got knocked out. He woke back up.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I don't think it counts. Yeah, I don't know.
I think even if the tank goes in there, it won't.
Well, they need to go in and dismount then, because that's 4 extra infantry, and that could turn the tide here, because otherwise it's 2v5.
2v6. If Max gets in there.
Max is unconscious though, or is that Michael?
What they need to do is they need to
stick
the
right,
tank in a nice. They need to stick the tank in a nice position, and then driver and commander need to get out.
Actually, yeah, they have 6 in there now.
Zimli and Vin about to get into contact
they keep
with
going
Koak.
in and out. Koak, come on, get fucked, Koak. Come on, Zimil.
When he's killed, so Zimmel's got no kills.
Oh,
Koak has a bolt action.
Koak has 1. Oh.
M1 carbine, let's go.
Oh, he throws a nade.
How do you miss a shot at point blank?
And Koak's down. It's
so
just
it is very hard to shoot the fucking guns when you're swaying all over the place.
Yes, that is true.
I assume he's been running because you lose stamina quick in this fucking mod.
I think it's GG. Like, unless the tank just... Unless they coordinate with Holt for Holt to stay in that building and the tank to overwatch him, it's...
Well, the thing is that to get to Holt, a lot of them are seemingly going to push on the southern side, meaning a lot of them are going to be straight into the tank's line of fire. Line of sight, sorry.
Yep, here goes.
And they're pushing straight out in the open. That tank's going to see a couple of them. One HE
Oh.
shell.
Here goes Edwin.
Come on, Kashmook, get in there.
Kashmook makes it. Now he just has to take on Holt, who Holt has a
Thompson. Ha!
What the fuck? Where'd you get that
She
from?
stole one.
Yes, you're going in the right way, Kashmook.
Yeah, but Kashmook has a what?
Is that
He
a
has
bar?
Oh, he has a bar.
Oh god, that's the best weapon for this right now.
Superior weapon, but you know that Tommy will pack a punch if he
Kashmook's
shoots
got it.
faster.
Kashmook's got it.
He can
He's
hear
the
him.
door closed. Come on,
Oh,
Kashmook.
no, Holt can hear him. Open the door.
Oh!
This is why.
This is where
never
everyone knows
understand.
he is now.
Why do people not run? Why do people run? For
Wait,
a door?
wait. Sklenar's running into the AO.
No.
He has 12 kills. Let's go, buddy. Elite troops.
I don't think Sklenar has actually.
I know, he's just the commander of the tank. Tank's also now pushing into support.
Oh, Flammenwerfer is.
Oh, he took the 1919.
Oh, please, friendly fire. Friendly fire. Don't be looking at the maps. Don't be
Blow the
looking at
building
the
up.
maps.
Blow it up.
Friendly wiggled. Ha!
Ah. Right, Hans is about to move in. He also has a bar.
No, he
No,
has.
he's got the 1919.
Oh, does he not? Shut up.
A6.
Oh, that's even more bullets. Oh.
No! Holt got him!
Yeah.
Lewa's gotten out too.
I think German wins.
Oh, that's great. I said in the beginning, it was gonna be whichever side held their tanks till the end
Yeah.
would win. So, not surprised. That tank crew, I mean, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, they did pretty good. I've never.
3 plus 12. Yeah, they're new people too, and 15 kills among them. Like, that's great.
I mean, they are in a tank. Like, you know.
Oh yeah, what do you think about the new building tools, Liru?
Oh, I thought they were pretty cool. A little modern, but I mean, it's a good flair.
Yeah, some of them are.
Now here comes silence.
I think this is it for 420 remaining. We're done.
Yeah. Max, Zemley, and Vienna are going to be like, hey, we need to start moving, but they're going to run to this building and bang, tank.
I don't think they have communication with each other.
Yeah, I don't either.
I know.
Yeah, Max definitely
But
doesn't.
they're all going to know that, you know, time is running out.
Oh no, that Pendergast is looking right at Max almost. If Max turns that corner, he's gonna get schwacked.
Oh, please tell me he gets schwacked by the fucking...
I don't think he has the tank has the proper defilate on the coax to
decalation.
make that shot because the half track's in the way.
Yeah,
It
maybe.
doesn't have the correct decalation.
Come on, Max, get some
Ooh,
balls
Max is
going.
overwatching that window. I think he saw Holt.
Oh yeah.
Are any of them...
No, Holt's a floor away. Might have seen Liwa.
Lead.
Ooh, Liwa grabbed the 1919.
Two team leads and I think a rifleman. They could have blown up the house.
Yeah,
if
they
got
all
a,
have M1 carbines.
Oh, here comes Zilmi and DJ.
Yep. They see each other in the map, so they're gonna actually go over there, I think. Ooh, but they don't regroup with Max.
The end running in, he's about to get seen by Pendergast.
DJ runs right.
Yeah, he hasn't got the depression, but obviously they're gonna hear those shots and they're gonna be like, oh wait, there's someone outside.
Grenade the tank.
Zimli goes in. Why is he
Look
looking?
up! Look up!
What are you doing?
Zimli, look up!
1919 execution, baby.
Oh my god.
2v2, except one side has a tank.
Vien, he can't hit you. Just run.
No, DJ wants to,
Fucking saving Private Ryan.
what's that act? Yeah, fucking Saving Private Ryan in the frickin' Panzer.
Pistol.
Oh my god.
Jesus.
What's the smoke on the tank? You cannot hit what you cannot see.
Exactly. Oh, here he goes. Vien with the carbine.
Max running in as well. That's a good call, smoking the tank so it can't see.
Yeah, but also the building has also gone up in smoke.
Excellent. Less than 2 minutes remaining. Did Max just get...
Yep.
Oh my god. And Holt! Holt! Holt ran out of ammo! Now it's Lee with the 1919!
Come on, VN. Come on, VN.
Come on,
1-1! This'll call the game!
He's got a Browning, though. M1 carbine versus
VN might have a
Browning.
nade.
Oh! And the Germans take it home.
Almost.
Oh!
That was a good game.
I think if the 1919 pushed out first, he would have gotten killed because his barrel's longer, so it would have given the US guy more time to react, and he would have gotten the kill at that point, but holy crap. Yeah. That was close. At the end, that could have gone either way because the tank just started choking hard, but it pulled through in the end and made a great call last second to join into the fight, and that's what saved the German side at that point.
Yep. All right. I'll see you, Liru.
Yep. See you guys when you die in round 3.
Yep.
I don't know what to do in round 3. I don't know what to do. What do I do? I can't squad because of shit.
Poor Stark. Yeah, he ate it by the tank, but he was doing really well.
Okay.